try that shit. I ain't trying to make fun of y'all shit at all, man. Look, I ain't trying to make fun of y'all shit. I just want to know how the fuck y'all be doing this shit. That shit creative as shit. Real talk. Yo, what's going on YouTube? In today's crazy video, we got Indian Red, the blood man that messed up Nipsey Hussle's memorial. And to be honest with you, man, I'm gonna give my opinion on it real quick before I start this video. Man, that was just plain crazy. I don't see what he got out of that. You feel me? You basically you got unalived out of that because you messed up his moral, man. And rest in peace to both of those guys, but that was just plain stupid, man. For real. Plain stupid. We gonna get into this video though, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Let's do it.
I can't be sitting on my.
I can't even cap. I just bought my fucking crib and BM got the light. Probably finna sell my 550, snatch off the rest. I can make 100 racks quick.
Try that shit. I ain't trying to make fun of y'all shit at all, man. Look, I ain't trying to make fun of y'all shit. I just want to know how the fuck y'all be doing that shit. That shit be creative as shit. Real talk.
I can't even cap.
I told everybody, the hula hoops, that's what I call the Holly Hoods. The hula hoops the hula hoops is not going to harm anything but they own, bro. So when people were saying, oh yeah, he dissed Holly with hula hoops on where he was with Baby Capone in the laundromat, cause you know Indian Red Boy didn't like the hula hoops either, cause he used to be from Holly. So based on the fact that Indian Red Boy used to be from hula hoops, you know what I'm saying, and they selective politicked on him, and he ended up getting put off and going to get put on Inglewood Family. You know what I'm saying? People was trying to say that the hula hoops had something to do with Indian Red Boy being no more. That's how I know gangbanging is watered down, because Indian Red Boy was so gun-ho. Families, this Centinela Park families, Inglewood families, whichever one he was from. I associate them all with Inglewood family. You feel me? He was so gun-ho for that, and your homies ain't even gonna smash out the hula hoops for laughing at you when you died.
Like, you ain't got nothing on you right now. What would you do, fool?
Yeah, this the video, bro. He talking to his man. He asking his man, like, if you ain't had nothing on you, what would you do? Niggas pulled up on you, he ain't had nothing on you, what would you do? Damn.
That fool. I got these.
Now to breaking news, a homicide investigation underway right now in Hawthorne.
Let's go to Desmond Shaw in Sky 9 with the latest.
Jeff and Susie, we're off of Chandran Avenue in the city of Hawthorne, and you can see Hawthorne PD. They are wrapping up their investigation. They're still taking some photographs. We watched the coroner just wheel the body away. It is a male in his 20s that was shot and killed. Inside this car, there are a lot of bullet holes inside that windshield. We zoomed in earlier and saw that. So they responded earlier this evening to reports of a man who was shot.
He backed into his parking spot and then was just chilling. You feel me? But you on live lacking, you see what I'm saying, talking to your man and telling him, asking him what would he do? What would he do if he got pulled up on in court lacking? That's crazy.
Shot in the face and died at the scene.
Damn. Shot to the face and died on the scene.
Alright, y'all, crazy story here. Now, we covered this story when it first happened, and we mainly detailed how everything took place, and this man who was considered a gang member was set up and unalived while he was literally on live. However, in this video, they're going to break down why he may have been a target in the first place and what led up to him getting set up and unalived. Now, one thing I'm going to say is this, not just the YNs, but older guys as well. Watch your surroundings at all times. Be careful of the company you keep, because you can unwillingly inherit their problems and not even.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I get that message, but my message to y'all old heads and YNs, man, stay out the street. The streets is dead. The streets is dead. I'm gonna keep saying it in every video. The streets is dead. This is prime example. This.
Then no. And if the ops can't get to him, they'll definitely get to you if they feel it's easier, just to send a message. And that seems to be the case here with Indian Boy. The crazy part is the man had a weapon on his lap at the time of his death and all. But as I always say, it don't matter whether you have a firearm or not. The element of surprise will always outweigh that. And as long as you're caught off guard, you will always be at a disadvantage no matter what you got on your person. So we're going to get into the story of Indian Red Boy. Shout out to Hood War Stories, but in the meantime, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it.
In this episode, I'll be discussing the details surrounding the demise of Indian Red Boy. Zarel Rivera was born February 14th in the year 2001. He was primarily raised by his mother, who was a blood herself. She kept her kids flamed up, so it was almost destined for Zarel to become a blood later down the line. He grew up in...
You know what's crazy? When you really think about it, a lot of these guys don't be having like no chance at all from the beginning. As y'all see, off the rip, they saying that his mother was a blood. So 9 times out of 10, that's what he was going to be. So when kids are young and they aspire to be certain things, like, you know, when you start off, the first thing before you really get to know this world, you're thinking big. So you're thinking, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be like your mom.
He said, nah, I want to be a blood. When I grow up, I want to be a blood, just like my mom.
Mine is endless. But it's like when it comes to these guys, when they got a certain upbringing, they're destined for destruction earlier on because they're taught something different. They're taught the gang life. And just think about it. How long you think you're going to be in the gang life before something actually happens to you?
In Long Beach, and was known as a bad kid that would get into mischief. Besides the troublemaking, he was into video games, music, and collecting shoes. He played basketball at Jordan High in North Long Beach, and at that point wasn't heavily involved in the gang world. Shortly after high school, he started going to the studio hoping someone would give him a shot. As soon as he started making headway, he would lose his mother. From then on, he had to help his younger siblings a lot more. The loss of his mother left a hole in him, and he was never the same after that. He turned to the streets for...
I ain't gonna lie, that'll do it, man. That'll definitely do it. You know, like, that'll definitely do it. You seen Kanye West, when you lose your mom, man, I can't even picture that, man. I can't even picture that. For real.
Comfort, where he found the sense of family he had been searching for. He joined the Hollywood Pyrus and started banging it to the fullest. The Hollywood Pyrus are a small set located on the east side of Compton. They're one of the least liked sets amongst other blood gangs and have a reputation of backdooring their own members. Zarel was with them for a brief period.
You know, I don't understand that, right? I'm not too hip on the gang life and all that, but back in the days, it used to be a thing where if you're a part of this gang,
that's crazy,
then we're all one. These days, you got bloods who are beefing with other bloods.
Yeah, that shit.
You got Crip.
Shit, bro. That shit in the thing. Like, that shit, man, that shit wicked, bro. The back door. Close that back door.
In Crip sets, that's beefing with other Crips and Crip sets. So what's the sense in being in the gang? I don't get it.
Period, and was banging the set hard during his...
Well, technically, that's been going on before the backdoor phase. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got Hoover Crips, then you got the rolling Crips, the 60s, the rolling 60s. You got rolling 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is me on the outside looking in from me doing my research. You know what I'm saying? On the internet, but in Bloods too, Power Rules. What is it? 5 Damus and all that. Yeah, like, that's how. You feel me? That's how. All it take is one disagreement, and then no more.
Tenure. As time went on, problems began to surface. Zarel claimed members from his own set were against him, leaving him unsure who to trust. He eventually left Hollywood and made the move to the Centinela Park families in Inglewood. The transition was seamless, considering he was already tight with Capone from Families. Capone was an established member from Families. He was young, active, and quickly climbing the ranks. Although hood hopping is common, it's still generally looked down upon. Nonetheless, Sorrell left Hollywood on his own terms. He was Indian Red Boy now. When Hollywood members or rival Crips would give him flack, Capone would quickly come to his defense.
I was, but on Blood Gang, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. Blood, don't even explain yourself to them niggas, Blood. He's from F Street now, Blood. Yeah, homies, nigga. It don't matter. Say, he ain't do nothing yeenus on Blood. He ain't do nothing yeenus on Blood, so it don't matter. It don't even matter, Blood, on his set. You gotta explain yourself. Niggas ain't finna worry about the same niggas that still turning down fades to this day. IFG. Girl niggas, what I keep telling niggas come get a face. What, not worried about them niggas.
The families embraced Indian Red Boy, and it was evident this new chapter was a better fit for him.
Is this that little nigga from CPF named, what they call you, Kai? What they call you, Kai? What they call you, Kai? What they call you, Kai?
Okay.
He remained present and ready to handle whatever was asked of him, earning his stripes and respect from fellow gang members.
Damn so Blood Gang. Well, we outside on Blood.
So maybe it wasn't the Crips that got him. Maybe it was his own, the set that he was rocking with. Maybe it was the set that he was rocking with. Maybe the 60s ain't had shit to do with it. They like, man, not worried about him, you know? Damn.
In May of 20...
Yo, you know what's crazy, right? Now, just think about this. You see all this heavy gang banging and blood this and blood that. Just rewind a little bit how they just told us that this is the same guy that was in the video games. He was a basketball player. Like, this was his life before being introduced into the life. And the reason for me saying that is a lot of these guys get caught up in the streets just like that. So where you heard they was good kids, you know, they was probably on the honor roll, they was doing good in school, and then suddenly they just flip. And to be honest with you, some of those people be the worst ones, right? The same guys that used to be the good kids, and you like, oh, I didn't know he was like.
But see, that's the thing though. You don't know what that person be going through. That man can get 100 A's and 100 B's and make the honor roll 1,000 times. But that don't mean that he ain't going through some mental things. If y'all out there, whoever watching this, if you got mental health, something like that going on, you need to contact somebody, talk to somebody. For real. You don't know who going through, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what that next person is going through. That man could have had a whole, messed up day the day before. Came the next day with it on his shoulders. You never know what can happen. You never know. Just because that man seem good don't mean that he good.
That, come to find out, he a whole terrorist. It'd be crazy like that.
In 2021, Indian Red Boy's good friend and fellow gang member Capone went viral for defacing Nipsey's mural in the 60s.
Top of the top. Wake up this morning to this bullshit. This how niggas really feel. Y'all want to disrespect the dead. That's how y'all really feel, huh? Capone, huh? Capone. Yeah. Wall banging Capone.
His name up. Nah, that was, yeah. Yeah. Then you put your name up there. Are you stupid? Come on, bro. Like I said, rest in peace to him. But that was a dumb move. Pure dumb. Your name?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Baby Capone, that's what your name is, cuz? Baby Capone.
That's how y'all doing it. Y'all come over wall banging cuz, crossing out the dead homie cuz. Come on. Hood, bro. So y'all need to go find y'all homie Capone, cuz. That's some weirdo, bro. Come on, cuz.
Capone received.
And you know what's crazy, right? With him doing that, y'all got to remember, Nipsey wasn't just a Crip. Nipsey was a gang member, right? Yeah, he was a part of the Crips, but he had respect on both sides because he was trying to unify the whole Bloods and Crip movement. He was trying to make it one. Y'all got to remember, Nipsey wasn't just strictly, oh, I'm a Crip, I don't care about, no. He had respect for not just the Crips, but he had respect for the Bloods, and some of them same Bloods respected him as well. So when he did this, I guess he thought that, he was turning up. He was doing something tough, not knowing that maybe it was some of his same guys that probably gave him up or gave Indian Red Boy up because they had love for Nip as well.
Received significant backlash, both from his immediate rivals and more prominently from fans of Nipsey. But instead of backtracking, Capone stood on what he did and basically told anyone to come get it.
Blood, I'm not tripping. You know me, blood. You know I'm dangerous. Oh, kills. You know I'm dangerous. Hey, Red Demon over there.
It was evident that he relished the spotlight. With these new eyes on him, many of the public got their first look at Indian Red Boy, who made several appearances in Capone's stories and lives. Fast forward a month and a half later, on July 8, 2021, Indian Red Boy was on Instagram Live with Capone, seated in his car in the rear parking area of his apartment building.
Damn, he was on the phone when he got killed with bruh. Damn. I ain't know that.
Eerily, they were discussing being caught off guard, with the Indian Red Boy asking Capone what he would do if enemies boxed him in without a gun.
Like, you ain't got nothing on you right now. What would you do, fool?
They laughed it off. Then his eyes looked up and he saw death.
Right then and there.
That's when
now,
saw them niggas
there's a video that's surfacing. Of course, we can't play it. But almost 2 seconds after he looked up, just like this, this man was shot literally all in his face, and it was all caught on live. Crazy.
Death staring him right in the face. It was at that moment when a black male rushed up to the driver's side window and unloaded a barrage of bullets. Indian Red Boy was hit multiple times and died in the driver's seat on Instagram Live. The live clip went viral, and viewers were shocked at how cold and brazen the murder was. When police arrived, they found Red Boy's car window riddled with bullet holes. They also found a gun on his lap. When news of the murder circulated, there was a flurry of theories as to why it happened. The main theory was that it was revenge for the defacing of Nipsey's mural. The second theory was that his old set Hollywood was behind the murder, and that a girl had set him up. There was some OGs from Hollywood he had friction with, which led to his departure from that set. Despite growing chatter, they swiftly denied any involvement in Indian Red Boy's murder.
He said, we ain't claiming the MF thing. That ain't got itch to do with us, and we're sorry for his loss on Pyru. If you be one of my homies claiming anything to do with the young homie and it's FI-ish, DM and I'll take care of it on our end. One thing for certain, we don't condone unaliving our own kind. Nothing but love to my IFG Bloods, from Hollywood Bompton, prayers to his family. Now, if you look at this, to be honest with you, it seemed like they really didn't have nothing to do with this. So if you think about it, if they really didn't have nothing to do with this, and the fact that this man really probably lost his life all because of something his friend did, that'd be crazy.
And then he didn't even...
The idea that he may have been set...
Time out. So he ain't even do it. I think the nigga Capone did the shit. The one he was sold, the Capone nigga, is who did the shit. And then bruh got killed behind it. That's insane, bruh. What? This whole time he did it, and then he get killed for it. Bruh. And then nah, buddy. Nah, buddy. To me, that sound like your man that what you was on the phone with set you up. At the end of the day, he the one who fucked up the moral. You fucked up the whole moral. and I get blamed for it, or my name get mixed in it, or however it happened, and I get knocked off for it, but I'm on the phone with you.
That was still a strong possibility. Given that he was parked in a restricted area away from the street, it indicated that access may have required someone to open the gate for the gunman. There was tons of speculation, but one thing was for certain. Whoever the shooter was, it wasn't his first time killing. After his death, individuals from various hoods across the city made light of his passing.
Hey, what'd he say? Hawthorne! Yeah, that's that Hawthorne pack. You know we sending you niggas over there, homies. He like, did what he did. What'd he say? Hey, what'd he say, y'all? Booty butts, damn! He said, shit, blood, where you at? Where you at, blood? Where you at, blood? Hold on! Bop, 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 bop.
Days after Red Boy's passing, the game dropped a few bars on Instagram Live, which many felt to be directed at Indian Red Boy.
All white Air Force Ones, niggas coming through the hood with them Air Force guns. We got more Drakes than the Billboard. Disrespecting niggas get killed for. We not gonna stand for the disrespect. Get this 45 barrel pressed against your neck.
See what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
the game. Man. Nip had that respect though.
Keep in mind, Game is a big blood, right?
Yeah.
Pyru said and all that. So when you think about that, remember Nipsey was Crip. However, him and Game had a very close relationship. So you see how that works? At the end of the day, just because you think you blood and you doing something to somebody because you're destroying another Crip's mural, you don't understand that that same Crip had a love all across LA.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you wasn't doing nothing but making yourself a target. And maybe his friend literally lost his life over something that he did.
Received immediate backlash from the Englewood families, who took offense to it. The next day, the game made an effort to set the record straight, hoping to de-escalate the matter.
Situation that was brought to my attention this morning by the homies, by a gang of homies. Niggas in my DMs, is upset, niggas feel away. I get it. Understand that I mean no disrespect, meant no disrespect to no Pyrus, no Bloods, no LA, no gangbangers, period. But speaking on the the Indian Red Boy situation, number one, RIP to the homie. Love to his whole family, his immediate family, his close homies, the whole Inglewood family, blood card, and it's all the Pyrus, Damus across the world, period. If anybody felt a certain way or felt disrespected by, what I said, number one, I've been wrote them bars, and bars been in my phone since like May or April. And, yesterday I decided to put them, put this out on the live. Bad timing on my behalf. I feel, they feel, like I disrespected somebody, but it's really just bad timing. So on me, I'm gonna get with the homies, the big homies, some of the little homies, and I'm gonna get with Blood family and help bury Blood, throw some chips his way for the funeral and all that. But really, the big homies and my age and all the OGs know what it is with me. Know that I'm from West Side, Cedar Block, Bompton, Pyru. I stand on that. I've been a solid my whole career. I done been at it with my own homies. I done been at it with Crips. It's LA. That's how it goes. The gang culture. A should know not to speak on certain shit. No matter what it is, whether it was relative to this situation or not. But I did. And so, I got to stand on that. And I got to rectify the situation, make sure right with all the little homies out there, because I know out there dying in these streets. I've been shot. I got dead homies. I know what it is, man. I got family that's dead, and I just know how this LA gang. I know how to go anyway, homie.
So which one is it, right? Because he said he shouldn't have spoken on it. He know he spoke on it. He know what he did was wrong.
First of all, that was 100. That was all 100. I ain't gonna lie. That was all 100 on the game's part.
But in the beginning, he says he been wrote those bars. It was just bad timing. So was it just bad timing? Or did you speak on it knowingly and you just shouldn't have spoken on it on the time that you did? Which one is it? Right? Because that's what these rappers do. What's the coincidence that you basically say.
So basically what Hookah saying, them boys got on your ass. And now you like, whoa. I was just bad timing. Just some bad timing. Oh, man.
These bars that are very close to what exactly just happened. And then now that somebody bring you up on it, you say, well, no, I been wrote those bars. It was just bad timing. No, it seemed like he was responding to the situation, but maybe he didn't think that it was going to get out of hand the way it did. And now he had to issue a response.
It's young. It's for the young. I'm talking to y'all. I know y'all niggas out there doing y'all active, and again, I mean no disrespect to the young homies, the YG homies, the OG homies already know what it is. I done talked to a few of them this morning. Just know what it is, and it's just a simple mistake, but it got to be a man to stand on it, rectify the situation. I'm gonna do that. I talked to Manchester from Inglewood family. I talked to the homie Big Y. I talked to Whack 100 this morning, and I'm gonna reach out to a few more of the OG homies, and some of the little homies, and just do whatever I got to do to make this right. I wasn't speaking on that situation directly. I ain't say blood name. I ain't say no names. I ain't say no gangs. No nothing about that. But I understand the sensitivity and the timing. But like I said, I wrote that shit months ago. Had that in my phone. When I wrote that shit, blood was still alive, so it ain't got nothing to do with him. But I get it. So I'm gonna rectify the. Like I said, I'm gonna get with Blood family and help bury Blood, and
that's something like some Biggie and fucking Pac shit, bro. Like that's definitely like some Biggie and Pac shit. Like it was wrote in. I don't know.
After that, I'm gonna be done with it again. All the little homies out there, man, no disrespect. The big homies, no disrespect. Nobody in the whole blood card, nigga. No gangsters, no LA gangsters, period. I know how this go, and I ain't disrespecting nobody out here. No Crips, no Bloods, no SAs, not even no non-affiliated, hard-working out here, man. It's LA, and I know what they do, all right?
The game decided to reach in its pockets and provide a $5,000 donation, helping raise Red Boy's GoFundMe to hit that 10K mark. In the meanwhile, the Inglewood families were going haywire following Red Boy's death. Shootings in the 60s were constant during the month of July, but in reality, the 60s had nothing to do with it. But the families, unsure of who it was, chose to go at their immediate enemies. Months later, in October of 2021, arrests were made in connection to Indian Red Boy's murder. Members of the neighborhood 50s, one from 5'7" and one from 5'5", were taken in and charged with first-degree murder. Initially, it was just those two on this murder case.
They knew it was somebody. They knew it was somebody from the rolling side. That's crazy.
Until they chose to cooperate and tell detectives everything that transpired, revealing who the actual trigger man was. Cab 5 is from the hundreds, specifically from UG Block's main clique on 105th. This hood is composed with tons of shooters, and Capone is one of their many young gunners. But unlike many other gang members in his age demographic, he doesn't crave social media shine. He has kept a very low profile, barely showing his face on the internet. He didn't want or need the extra attention. Very quiet, deadly type. He's alleged to have scored major points before turning the age of 18. As a troubled youth in a broken household, he was frequently in and out the halls, doing stints at Camp Kilpatrick. At 18, he was charged with evading police, carrying a concealed weapon in a vehicle, and unlawful firearm activity. He would end up bailing out in March of 2021, 4 months before he would kill Indian Red Boy. According to statements from two of the neighborhood 50 members, one of them lived in the same complex as Indian Red Boy. About a week earlier, the two had a hostile encounter at a local convenience store where words were exchanged. Indian Red Boy didn't know, but he was being watched. The member from 50s would give Capone the drop and additional intel regarding Red Boy's whereabouts. In the statement, the 50s would essentially distance themselves from the murder, putting most of the blame on Capone. For their cooperation in court testimonies, the 50 members would get their murder charges dismissed and reduced to assaulting a person with a semi-automatic firearm. They were both sentenced to 6 years in state prison. In November of 2024, Capone would be found guilty of first-degree murder and possession of a firearm. While he was awaiting sentencing, Capone would catch additional charges for his participation in a riot that occurred in the county jail. Those charges included battery by gassing a CO, using force or violence in a county jail, and carrying a dagger. Those new charges would eventually get dismissed, and Capone was ultimately sentenced to 29 years to life. Shortly after being sentenced, he'd catch a new charge for possession of a weapon, but end up getting it dismissed for lack of a speedy trial. Indian Red Boy had potential, but ended up falling victim to the streets. The families are still honoring his life until this day. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please.
There you have it, y'all. Here we have, right? And we
Damn, bruh. Man, this shit is fucked up, man. For real. Man, rest in peace to Indian Red Boy, man. Rest in peace to Nip. Man, y'all be easy, man. I'm out. I don't even know what else to say. I got this. This is crazy. This is crazy.